There are a couple things that I just want to talk about specifically regarding words that we use when we're training. A couple things you may or may not have noticed that we don't say a lot of words. In fact, in the beginning, I tend to use, sometimes I use no cues. I elicit the behaviors by showing the puppy what I want, and then I add the word after. That way, I don't have the puppy pairing a lot of behaviors with a word that aren't actually what that word means. For instance, like if I say down and a puppy sits, walks away, does all that kind of stuff, and they do it multiple times, I'm pairing down with a behavior that isn't down. So sometimes less is more. In fact, most of the time, less is more. But very specifically, I want to talk about two words that we use. One is yes, which we call a marker word, and one is okay, which we call the release word. And both of those are really important parts of our training. And I don't mention them in the very beginning because it's a lot to think about, to be honest with you. So think of the marker word. The word yes marks the exact moment your puppy does the correct behavior. And then your food, your primary reward, can happen at any time after that. Think about, let's say we were doing sit. Oh, I didn't say jumping, I said sitting. A little hard to do a demo with 4 puppies. So just, again, think about Sophie down. Yes. So the second her body hits the ground, yes comes out, and then my pay it part can happen afterwards. Okay? Jazz, can you go play over there for a minute? There you go. All right. So, and again, I want to not encourage this kind of behavior, so I tend to just sort of push puppies down when they're jumping up on me and reward when they offer me a nice behavior. So Poncho keeps trying to jump, jump, jump. Oh, excuse us. What are we gonna do for this treat? Yes. Okay, so even if I haven't asked for a behavior, but in that case, Susie offered me a sit and I just said, yes. Oh my God, everybody knows what that means. So you'll see in all of my videos when I'm working on stuff, think about adding that marker word yes. So think about it this way. When you've asked for a behavior, so let's just say it's sit. It would be sit, the puppy's butt hits the ground, you say yes, and then your treat follows at some other point following that. If we were working on down and we had to add the show it part, the lure, it would be down. I might have to do the show it, and as soon as the puppy's body hits the ground, I would say, excuse me. I wouldn't say excuse me. I would say yes, and then I would pay it. Okay, so the yes marks the moment that the dog does exactly what you're looking for. And they become very conditioned to understanding that that is, in fact, marks that moment. So if you don't add that word yes, then it becomes tricky because the puppy's like, is that what she was looking for? Is that not what she was looking for? So think about making sure that you're adding that marker word in. It is also in your handbook. Remember I gave you that handbook? So check that out. Excuse us. Make sure that you read about it to reinforce why it is we're using it. Very cute. All right, and the last one is our release word. So our release word is the word that tells the dogs they're finished, you're done, you can do whatever you want, all right, for that moment. So if I had asked for a down, for instance, and the dog did the behavior, they got their reward, and I wanted to let them know that they could get up, I would say, okay, and the puppy would know that then they could do whatever it is they wanted, okay? So it's the end of a behavior. It ends the behavior. Oh, what was that? What was that? So marker word marks the exact moment the dog does the right thing, and okay, or release word, marks the end of the behavior. So those are two things you want to start making sure that you're implementing regularly when you're practicing. And again, just to get back to how and when to practice, it is most beneficial when your puppy is kind of hungry. So prior to meal times, or it's been a couple hours since they've eaten, they're not sleepy. Think about, we want their activity level to be pretty high so that they're motivated. And think about doing things in blocks of 5. I think that's the easiest thing. Sometimes I just grab five treats and I'll do 5 name games. And then I'll throw a toy. And then I'll grab 5 more treats and we'll do 5 hand targets. Or maybe I'll do 10 name games. Or maybe if I'm really building the working on down, I'll do 10 downs. But I'll always break it up into smaller blocks, like 5 repetitions. Take a quick break, do something, toss a toy, play a quick little 10-second tug. Never more than a couple minutes at a time of any particular thing. That keeps your puppy motivated. It keeps them wanting to work, and they don't get burnt out. So multiple times a day, short little bursts is sort of the way to think about it. All right, good job. See you soon.